So I have these cups beautifully labeled with beautiful handwriting. This one says works, this one says us, and this one says Jesus. All right, so with that in mind, what is the purpose of a cup? Does anyone know? Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to drink from it, but in order to drink from it, it's supposed to hold liquid. It's not usually supposed to hold food. We don't usually put food in a cup. But generally, when whoever designed the cup, the purpose was so that it could hold liquid. So God created us just like the cup maker created this cup. God created us with a purpose, and He expects us to follow that purpose. But the problem with us is that we have a thing called sin. And sin is when we go against that purpose. So if the purpose for mankind is, or the purpose of this cup is to hold water, then just like sin, we've basically destroyed our own purpose, because just like this cup, we have a hole in our life, and it's called sin. So we look at this and we say, okay, there's a problem here, right? We can't do what we were supposed to do. We can't please God the way that we were supposed to please God. We can't be used by God the way that He intended us to be used by God because of this problem, right? This problem called sin. So with that in mind, we keep thinking, well, don't need Him. Let's go for the works, right? Let's try and do it. But you want to know what's going to keep happening? That's right. We still got that problem called sin. No matter how many good works we do, it's still just going to go right through that because of this problem called sin. You see, you might say, you know what? I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to give all my money to the poor. Great. You still got sin. You know what? I'm going to give all my life to servitude. Great. You still got sin. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give my life for someone else. I'm going to donate all my organs. That's nice of you. But you still got sin. And until you fix that hole in your life, no matter how much you do in this life, you're still going to end up in hell. You're going to say, you know what? I could be the greatest philanthropist that ever lived. I could give all my life to service. I could go and die for someone, trying to save someone. But it doesn't matter, because you're going to end up in hell. Certainly those things are nice things to do. But till you fix this hole in your life, you're going to keep pouring water into a cup that has no bottom because of sin. So what's the way to fix this? It's through Jesus. Until we accept Jesus, who covers our sin, by the way, only then can our works start to matter, right? Only then can we start laying up treasures in heaven, because until we have Jesus, any treasure that we're trying to lay up in heaven is like throwing water into a cup that has no bottom. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what we need is Jesus, and Jesus covers our sin so that anything that we do in this life starts to make sense, and we can start laying up treasures in heaven.